Right. So this is just a template which I'm using here. I
Correct.
have this first name, last name, gender, location, and cab. Are you willing to take the cab? So just
Yeah.
imagine it is a travel desk kind of information
Perfect.
where you just enter the information in the user form, and that user form data will be pulled up into the Excel and we'll fill the data over here. Right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I'm going to click on this button which it says fill database user form, and it instantly open this
Hmm.
form. This is called user form. Okay.
Okay.
So I will just type some name here. Let's say ABC. Okay, and I would simply select these options out of here. Click OK. There is some error. Example one. Okay. Fine then. So you got the funder, right?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is some sheet
Correct.
related
Correct.
issues. We'll solve that anyway.
Yes.
But you have to enter this
Correct.
data, click OK, and the
Yeah.
data should be populated here. This is what a
Perfect.
user form is all about.
Perfect.
Okay,
Got
so
it.
we'll start creating a new user form. We'll just skip this.
Hmm.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to open a new workbook altogether. Control N.
Hmm.
Now I go to developer, Visual Basic. Okay. Now I have a module here. I've opened a new workbook. Book
Hmm.
one and book two are opened. User forms there. Let me close which are not required. So, right. Developer, Visual Basic. Now I have this book one. This is
Hmm.
where I'm going to create a user form. I go to insert. Okay, generally what we do, we first create a module to
Correct.
start writing our program. Instead of creating a module, this time
Hmm.
I'm going to create a user form. You see there, insert me, user form. So I'll click on that such that this empty user form will be displayed for you,
Hmm.
and instantly a toolbox also gets displayed for you to construct your user form.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm just expanding this a bit such that we can start
Hmm.
adding our additional tools.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is called a user form, plain and empty user form, and you
Hmm.
see here properties of that user form is being displayed here as well. So let's start creating a basic user form.
Hmm.
Now, these are some of the tools which I can create. I can create a radio button. I can create a checkbox, drop down, which is called combo box. List box is there. Combo box is there. ABC is there here, which refers to the text box. And this
Hmm.
is called a label. First, I will take the label. Okay.
Hmm.
So let's take this and go into the user form and drag it over there, just like that.
Hmm.
And you see there, it says label one, and I want to change the name of that label. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, if you come to the properties, now this is where properties window is very useful. You can start changing the properties of these labels and all the buttons which you are going to create now. Okay. So I go here.
Hmm.
This name refers to the code name,
Hmm.
which we use inside the code. And
Correct.
there's something called caption. Caption refers to the
Hmm.
display name, what you want to display here. Okay. So here, instead of label one, I just change it as first name, let's say.
Hmm.
Okay. And I just click somewhere outside, it becomes first name. You see there.
Hmm.
Whenever you change this caption, then the label name will be changed. Now I
Okay.
feel that this font is little less. I can change the font by going here. There's something called
Hmm.
font here. By default, it says Tahoma. I'm going to click
Hmm.
over there. It displays something like this. All the font properties are there. Now let's make it as 14, and I want it as bold as well. I click OK. Now it becomes first name. Little look and feel wise,
Hmm.
it's better now. Okay. So I wanted a text box next to it such that I can go and enter some data into that.
Hmm.
Okay. So I go and click this. This is called text box. Select that. Come here and drag it over here.
Hmm.
right? So that's first name label, and I have a text box next to it. Okay. Now I will just copy the same thing, Control C, put it over down somewhere, Control V. I'll move it here somewhere. Now I can change the name here itself. Instead of first name, I will create, I'll say last name. Okay, so when you're creating user forms and labels like this, always do a copy paste such that all the formatting which you have done for this can be, just copied like that. If you create a new label once again, you will have to do the formatting from the beginning once again, which is a little tedious to repeat all the things again and again. So it's always better to copy things off such that the same text, same width, same length, same height, everything can be achieved. So I'm going to copy this text box once again, Control C, put it over here, Control V. I'm dragging it over here. Okay, so this is for first name, this is for last name. Two different fields have been created as text boxes. Now let's say I want to create something called gender as a combo box. Okay, so I once again copy this, Control C, put it over here, Control V, and drag it towards a bit. Okay, now I would change that to gender. Make sure the alignments are exactly same. Just a bit of tidying up is necessary, but I'm not going very deep into that. Okay, so we wanted a drop down. Drop down goes for combo box. Okay,
Correct.
so I select that combo box and drag it over here. Okay, that would be my gender drop down. You can select either male or female, but currently we will not be able to see any items here. That we'll have to add using our code. Okay, so while writing the code itself, we'll have to just add it accordingly. Okay, we'll see that how to do it as such. So formatting again, yeah, something like that. Okay, so first name, last name, gender. Next, let's say location. Okay, so I will copy this, Control C, Control V, and drag it over here. Now this time I would say location. Okay, so location I wanted to take it as a list box, okay, such that I can select it from one of the items inside the list. So this is called list box. So I select that, and list box will be a little bigger visualization wise. So I'll just increase it like this, such that multiple items will be there. You can just go select it from one of those items. Right. So that's about location. And finally, I wanted a radio button. Okay, just to ask the user whether he wants to avail cab or not. Okay, he might say yes or no. That can be given using your radio button. Okay, so these are radio buttons here. So I'm going to select that. I'll close the immediate window such that I can get more space for my user form to increase. Okay. Now I've created a radio button. Radio button, I would call it as yes or no, something like this. So I would change the name as yes for one option button. Let's reduce the size of it. And I'll copy the same thing, Control C, and I'll paste it, Control V, and I will drag it over here. Okay, yes, no, I have, and I wanted a label for that. Okay, so let's go for something called a frame. Okay, frame refers to the entire, all these two things, whichever radio buttons are given, can be included in the same frame. Okay, so you have an option called frame over here. This is called frame. Okay, so I just click on that and drag it over here like this. So this becomes a frame. Okay, now what is the caption you want? We can specify that inside the frame itself. Do you opt for cab? That's the question. That's the frame text. I want to increase the font a bit, so I can go here and let's stick for 12 bold and click OK. Fine, looks decent. Now I wanted the radio button options should come inside that, no? So I would increase this a bit more. Okay, and move this both by selecting, I hold my control button and move this inside something like this. Okay, now all these are selected. I can just move a bit. Okay, such that there comes, and these formatting things obviously we'll have to take care properly. Now I'm just randomly doing it. But when you're creating a form for your real-time usage, make sure your formatting is done properly as such. Okay, so yeah, little better. I'm just asking, do you opt for a cab? You want, you say yes. You don't want, you say no. So I want this other button to be no. I say no. Okay, so done with the options. I want to go for buttons now. Okay, I'm going to create 3 buttons: one for OK, one for clear, one for cancel. Okay, so let's go for a button, command button. We call it as, this is command button. I select that and drag it over here. Okay, so now it says command button 1. Go to the caption and say OK. Okay, now again I go to font. I increase the font a bit, let's say 12. I don't want bold, I'll just leave it like that. Click OK. Better. Now I copy this, Control C, and paste it over again. I will drag this down, put it next to the OK button. One second, Chandan is calling. No?
Okay.
It didn't even need the lockdown. They were doing so well. So let's start with that worrying state where nothing seems to be working. Lockdown, nothing. Just have a look, and that is Gujarat. That is a bit of a worry from the data in Gujarat. It's one state with a negligible impact of a lockdown, and then look at that rise. It's now doubling every 2 days in Gujarat. That is a real worry, and we need to know the story behind that, and something really needs to be done in Gujarat because it stands out as a bit of an outlier. Now, the last 3 states are all very successful states.
Yeah. Fine. So I just took it as OK. Now I'll rename to clear. And I need one more button. I copy this, Control C, put it next to it, Control V, and I will drag it accordingly. I'll make it as clear or close. This for clear. The next thing is for close. Let's move it a bit down. Yeah. Okay. So let's say close. Perfect. Now my visualization part is done. That is UI part is done, wherein I created a form. Now, I mean, only 30% of the task is done. We have just created the visualizations. Now we'll have to link these things to my Excel by writing some necessary code to it. Okay. I will go back to Excel. So here in book 1, I'm going to create this user form. Now I'll have to pick up the fields now. So I say first name, last name, I have gender, I have location, I have cab to be displayed, whether you want a cab or not. Okay. Now, based on whatever your data is there, I want to print your data here. Okay. Now, very first thing is I should create something called a command button in your Excel, such that when you click on that, your user form will be displayed. Okay. Now for that, I will go to insert. Now there are 2 things here: form control buttons, ActiveX control buttons. Previously, we were working with form control buttons where we create a button and assign a macro there.
Correct.
ActiveX control buttons are something which you write the code for, right? You will double click on that, you'll start writing the code inside that. So I use that command ActiveX control button. I drag it over here. Okay, so it says command button. I right click on that, say command button 1, edit. Okay, when you say edit, you will be able to edit the name of it. I say display user form, something like this. Okay, now I'm going to double click on this. By see this design mode, whenever this design mode is active, that is you click on that, you will be able to double click on this particular button such that you can start writing the code inside that. Okay, if you just uncheck that or remove the design mode, you will click on that. That means you click on this, user form should display. That means edit mode will go off. Okay, if at all you want, you say design mode, you will be in the edit mode. Okay, so I'm going to double click on this particular button. Okay, it says sub command button one click. That means when you click on that command button, what needs to happen?
Correct.
Okay, now I want the user form to be displayed. That's my main intention of creating that button. So inside that, I would say, what is my user form name? My user form name is user form one, correct? So user form one dot, there is a method called show. User form one dot show. If you just simply write this line of code, you will be able to display the user form when you click on that button. Okay, so I will go back to my Excel. I come out of the design mode. I go click on this display user form button, and your user form is displayed.
Okay.
Okay, so till now we were succeeded to display this user form and create it as such. Okay, now the very first thing is when you click on this close button, the user form should obviously close, correct? So
Correct.
as of now, I click on this close button. It doesn't work because we have not yet coded anything out of it.
Correct.
So I'm clicking on this close button here, and now I will start writing the code inside each and every button. What should happen? Okay, so I go back to the Visual Basic. We are in the user form. I'm going to double click on this command button. Again, this command button is same as the command button which we created here, right? So we have created this in Excel. We have created this inside user form. That's the only difference. Okay, so I'm going to double click on this. Okay, so it says sub command button 3 dot click. Third command button refers to the close button. Okay, now see, if you are confused, you can still change the names here. Instead of command button 3, you can say close command button. Okay, generally we use a notation like BTN. Okay, so if at all you want to rename it, BTN close refers to close button, something like that. You are free to rename that and use that as such. But as of now, I'm going just like that. Okay, so I want to close the user form when you click on that close button. So there is again an option called unload. Unload refers to close the user form, and in user form you can use a object called me. Me refers to the user form, entire user form. You can alternatively use unload user form one. That is, you are explicitly telling that unload in the sense close it. What to close? User form. Okay, so instead of saying user form, you can simply use me. Just easy to remember. Unload me. Okay, unload me in the sense just close the user form. That's what we are trying to say. So just go back and test it once again. I go back to the this and click on this. Now I'm going to click the close button, and the user form will unload. Unload in the sense it just gets closed. Clear with that?
Yeah, clear.
Right. Now we have coded one button. We're done with that. Now we will start coding the OK button. Okay, so OK button refers to whenever you enter this set of data here, okay, and click on OK button, what should happen? What should happen as per our requirement? It has to come and sit in the Excel, right? In Excel itself. So let's go on code for that OK button. I double click on this now. Okay, now that we need to understand a few things, that is the names of all the objects which we created. Okay, so to go back to the user form, you can see here at the left hand side top view code is there, that is in the code window. This is user form view object. View object is the user form. So click on that, it will go to the user form mode. Click on this, the code will be back. Okay, so these two are like toggling between that. So I click on this, this will come back. I click on this, the code will come back. So it's just one easy thing to remember. Now I can come back here, and the name of each and every object we should see. Or again, I can go to each and every box This is text box 1. The name of it you can see here now, text box 1. This is text box 2. Okay, this is combo box 1. This is list box 1. You can see there. This is option button 1. You can see there. And this is option button 2. Okay, so those are the names which is being taken as default. And as I mentioned, it is, you're always free to go and change the names. You can say this is first name. Text box means, okay, let me change that. Okay, I could say txt refers to text box, and it is for first name, no? So I say first name. That's the name of my text box 1. Same way, I can say txt refer to text box, and its last name. So I say last name. So it's up to you. You can go rename it, or you can just leave it like that. It's still fine. Okay, so combo box. This is a combo box, right? So
Correct.
CB or CB refers to combo box, and it is for gender. So I say gender, and I come here. This is for location, and this is a list box, right? So LB, I would take LB and location. Generally, it's preferable to name it. If you are working in a real time, you would see all the fields are given appropriate names, such that it's easy to remember as such. Instead of text box 1, text box 2, option button 1, option button 2, you can. This is an option button, so I would say OB for option button. This is cab, or I would say yes. Option button yes, and this is option button no. Okay, so I would select this and name it as OB. OB for option button. This is no, so I say no. Right. So this is command button 1, command button 2, command button 3. Let's not change that. Leave it like that. Okay. So now it is easy for us to remember. Let's go back to the code. Weave code. You can either click this, or you can either right click on this user form, say weave code, right? So weave code, you see it comes back to here. Now clear refers to, when I say clear, it should go to default things. That is, it should, by default, it should get cleared. All the cells, whatever your data you are entering, should get cleared. Okay, so let's go back to Excel once and display the user form. Okay, and I just type some data here. Okay, so as of now, we don't have anything in the gender and location. We'll code that as well. Let's say I select this. Now, if I clear this, what happens? Clear refers to clearing all the things which we entered. Okay, so I click on clear, nothing happens because I've not yet started coding. Okay, now when I click this, when I click on clear button, your text box should become empty. This text box should become empty, and the selections should go back, and whatever selections are there, everything should be cleared. Okay, so I click on close, I go back to the code. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Go to weave code, and here I will start writing text box 1. What is the text box 1? I named it as txt first name. So txt first name dot value is equals to null. That is nothing. Clear that as such. Okay, same way, txt last name dot value is equals to nothing once again, so nil. Next is gender. Gender is a drop down as of now, so combo box I've given it as cb gender. Okay, dot value is equals to, again, null. I'm not giving anything as such. And we have a list box. So list box as lb, and we take it as location. So I say location dot value is equals to null. Everything I'm just removing the selections. And finally, there are two option buttons. Okay, so based on whatever is the selections, you can just clear it. Okay, I would say let's say option button ob yes dot value dot, I can say dot set focus. Okay, dot set focus you can use or dot value is equals to true, I could say both are equal. Okay, so
Mm.
dot value equal to true means it will select that particular option button. We'll see how it works. Okay,
Mm.
so let's go back and just test that whatever we wrote. Now I would just write something here. Write
Mm.
something here. I say yes and say clear. Not clear. Okay, I'm writing in the OK button.
Mm.
Okay, I'm so sorry. This is got confused. I'm sorry. See, here, whenever you enter the data, it should not be clearing. We are actually writing for the OK button. No? Command
Correct.
button 1 refers to the OK button. I'm really
Okay.
sorry. I got
Mm.
some, actually, these are clearing stuff. But whatever we write here, that has to go and sit inside this text boxes, correct? All the cells, it has to go and sit. So instead of that,
Correct.
I was just writing for another code. So text box 1, that is first name, should go and sit inside my second row
Mm.
in my data. So it should say cells of 2 comma 1, that is second row first column, dot value is equals to that first name. Okay, and
Correct.
similarly cells of 2 comma 2, 2 comma 2 refers to second row second column, that last name should come, right? So here is
Mm.
the last name, and gender has to come in the second row third column. So CB gender, so I would say this
Cell of
cells of 2 comma 3
dot.
dot value is equals to combo box dot,
Mm.
gender dot value. Okay, same way location should come in the fourth column, correct? D column. So I could just copy this, control C, I come back here and paste it here, control V. Now instead of 2 comma 3, I would change that to 2 comma 4.
Correct.
Okay, right. Now here there is a little confusion here.
Mm.
Option button, there are two option buttons. If you select yes option button, yes should go and sit inside E2. If I select no should come here. So there are two conditions to check. So I would actually write an if condition. If option button dot value is equals to true, then
Mm.
cells of 2 comma 5
Mm.
dot value is equals to yes.
Yeah.
Same way, I write an else condition. If it is not selected, then the other one is
No.
no. So I will say no there and say ended. That's it. Okay. So this is what happens when you start entering the data and click
Mm.
on OK button. Okay. Now, as of now, we don't have any values for your gender button and your
Yes.
text box, list box as such.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go and start initializing the.
Mm.
We'll start initializing the values. Okay. So initializing values can be done through a default method which is already available with the user form. I could say user form. Okay, so it says user form click, but I should say user form initialize. Okay,
Mm.
initialize means you will start initializing the things whatever present in the user form. That
Mm.
is
Mm.
adding values to the combo boxes, list boxes, all that comes under initialization part. Okay,
Okay.
now here you can't directly write it because we have already created a button, no? For clear button. So we'll start writing the code inside the clear button and start accessing the code here.
Mm.
Okay, so okay, go back to the user form, double click on this. Okay, so that means command button 2 underscore click. Now I will call this initialization macro within this such that whenever you click on that command button, it will call this function called user form initialize, and
Mm.
all the initializations will happen. Okay,
Mm.
so I will simply write a single line of code to call this function.
Mm.
Control C and say call control V. Okay, now we'll start writing the things here. This is
Mm.
initialization part. How to do initialization? Let's see. Yeah, as we did previously, text box 1, that is, I'm sorry, it is txt first name dot value. Now initialization refers to clearing that, because we are clicking on the clear button. Second button is clear button. So when you clear that, it should get clear. Same way, txt last name dot value is equals to null. And the next thing is your gender button. No? So that's a command button. So that's a combo box. In fact, cb gender. Now in cb gender, currently there are no values. We will have to add values to that. That's what happens in the initialization. So I would written with condition dot cb gender dot add item. What are you adding? Male. Same way dot add item female. So I'm just adding items to your combo box. That needs to be done within the initialization part, right? So here I'm just adding. Now same way I'll have to add items to my list box, correct? So lb stands for list box. lb location is your list box. Say dot add item. Let's take Chennai. Add item. Add item. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Done with that. So I say end with. Correct. So yeah. Now I've added values to your command button, and I've added values to a combo box, and I've added items to my list box as well. Now I can even say this. Let's say option button ob ob yes. I want yes to be the default one. So ob yes dot value is equals to true, I would say, such that by default your true radio button will be selected. Okay, so that's the entire code now. Okay, so there are three parts. One is OK button, one is close button, one is clear button. Okay, when you click on OK button, all the values should go and sit inside my Excel. That's what I've written code for, to add values into the Excel. Okay, and then the initialization part, you have a button to clear. Once you click on the clear button, it should call a default function which is already available with your user form, that is user form underscore initialize, to initialize all the things present in your user form. That is, I have two text boxes, one combo box, one list box, okay, and one of course our option buttons are there. Okay, finally we're done with the code. Now let's go and test it, how it works. Okay, I go back to the Excel. I click on this display user form. Now your user form is displayed. Let's type some names here. Okay, so now if you go and see, I click on this gender drop down. You can see male, female. Let's select one of that, and let's select one of the locations as well from the list box. And you see there by default yes is being selected because I've coded it accordingly. Okay, so let's stick to that. I say yes, and I click OK button. Now instantly you can see there from the user form I could actually enter the data into the user form, from the user form into the Excel arch. Okay, now all the things are being populated correctly. Now see there, if I just click on this clear button, okay, your first name is gone, last name is gone, perfect. This is being selected by default, that is also perfect. Now if you see this gender button, gender drop down, you would see male, female, male, female, 2 times it is getting repeated. Okay, that means it keeps appending. Whenever you click on clear button, I click it once again, you see there, it'll add one more time. So it keeps appending it. Why is it so? Let's go and see the code. I say close. Okay, go back to the code. This is my code. I just go to the code. Now it says whenever you click on the clear button, this is clear button, no? Command button 3. Now, sorry, command button 2 in fact. Okay, so when I say command button 2 click, then this user form will be initialize method will call, and it will go and keep adding these items. So that is why whenever you click on clear button, it is getting added and it's getting appended every time. Okay. To avoid that, what should we do is first clear the list. Whenever you click on clear, just
Mm.
you have a method called clear. That means entire items present in that will be cleared and then it will add.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be an easy way of
Mm.
doing it. So it's dot clear. We'll do for list box also. I would
Mm.
say dot clear first.
Mm.
That means it will clear entire thing and it will keep adding later. Okay.
Mm.
Now
Mm.
I would go back to the user form. I click on that and now I see only once it is there.
Mm.
I would click on clear button. I go here. It's not actually appending it.
Mm.
Okay. So if you want to visually see this, I will just enter some data here and say clear button
Mm.
and go see here. It's not adding anything as such. Even in the list box, you cannot see anything. It's only that list of items. It's not
Mm.
adding anything else as such. Okay, so that way my user form is perfectly working, right?
Mm.
So whatever
Mm.
you enter here and start clicking on OK button, it will go replace. Let's say now this
Mm.
time let's say no, and I click OK. Now it just go and populate here.
Mm.
Okay, now I'm done with it. I say clear, I say close, and your
Mm.
user form is closed.
Great.
Okay, so very interesting topic and very
Yeah.
it might be little lengthy to create, but it's not
Yeah.
as complicated as such. Okay,
Correct.
so it's just entering the data properly and assigning the things properly, and your
Mm.
data will be displayed here. And you might have a question here. I
Mm.
have a data previously, and when I click on the user form once again, it is
Mm.
just replacing my
Override.
data, overriding it. I don't
Mm.
want things to be overridden. I want data to be appended. Correct?
Mm.
So
Correct.
obviously, we already seen this how to do it. The same
Mm.
concept we are going to use here. I first want to figure out what is the last empty record. In this case,
Okay.
third record is the empty record.
Yeah.
That I'll have to figure out. How we do that? Mm, where we do that? Here, right? So
Mm.
I would say dim I as integer,
Mm.
okay, or dim I would take it as
Mm.
last row as integer. Now last row is equals to, I would start from A1
Mm.
dot end. We saw this already, right? So go to the last row. Wherever your data ends, that will be the last row, correct? Now
Mm.
this will bring you, it will go to the A1 and it comes down once and it comes to the second row. That is your last row, but that is not what I wanted, okay?
Mm.
Uh, it has to go to the next row and this should be the last, I mean, let's take I only, simply y to confuse I as integer. I want I. Okay.
Mm.
Now I would be 2, not 3, correct? So
Mm.
I wanted I plus 1. Okay. So I would just increment I is equals to I plus 1, or you can easily do it here itself. Say plus 1. That's it. You
Mm.
understand, right? Y plus 1,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it has to take the next row as such,
Correct. Correct.
right? So that would be my I, and I would actually take, instead of second row, I would replace wherever 2 is there, I will replace by
Correct.
I, here also I. Okay, so that's we have just automated that part as well. Now
Mm.
I will go back to user form. This time I type okay, yes. Okay. Now it's not
Mm.
overriding it, it's go appending
Correct.
it as such. Okay. So like this, you can keep entering data how many ever times you want, and you can
Mm.
just click on cancel and your user form will be closed.
Great.
Right? You got the funda how to
Yeah.
create.
This is quite an interesting one.
Right. Okay. So there are totally three parts, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
Three parts are there. One is for initializing visa. This is for entering data into the Excel. That is your first command button. That is when you click on OK button, what should happen. Okay. And of course, third button is easy. It's just closing it, unload me. The second button where you clear it, there you are calling a default function which is already present within the user form called user form initialize, and you call that initialize function here. and start giving the initialization part. That is adding the values to the text boxes, combo boxes, or whatever it is. You just add it, and your empty user form is ready with this initialization part. Once you're done with that, you can go create a button and say user form dot show. Then it'll display the user form as such.
Perfect.
Right? So that's what it
Well,
is. That's how user forms works. I will show you one more user form which I've created for one of my client.
mm,
It's called food menu user form.
mm,
Now this is a basic user
mm,
form where it's like for a restaurant. Okay,
mm,
you go and order items, correct? So let's say I'm the customer. Uh,
mm,
you're the customer. I come and ask you what exactly you wanted to order. Okay,
mm,
and
mm,
I'll be ready with this user form. I click on this order items. Okay,
mm,
your data is cleared and your cursor is in the correct position. Now
mm,
you say, okay, I want dosa.
mm,
How many? Let's say 4 quantity. I click on OK. It just enters there. Again,
mm,
you want anything else? Let's say you say puri.
mm,
Let's say 2 quantity or something like this. I click on OK. And
mm,
again, you'll ask something else. Let's say idli, 5 plates. Okay. So I just done with it. You say, OK, I'm done with it. I say cancel or clear, whatever it is. I say
mm,
cancel. And instantly the total bill is displayed as
mm.
330 rupees. Okay, done with that. And it displays the bill as well.
Okay.
Ideally, it will also, I mean, I also coded in such a way that it will just take the printout of the bill, whatever you have ordered. So in there, then and there, I'll give you the order. I'll give you
Mm,
the list of items which you ordered and the price and quantity, everything. Okay, just like that. So
mm.
you can use user forms in these kind of cases.
Oh, good.
And
Good.
one other important thing where you can use user forms is we saw something called input box. You remember,
Correct.
where you start entering the data, right?
Yes.
There are cases that you might type something wrong in the. We saw error handling also. You remember movie
Yes.
names? We started
Yes.
typing
Yes.
wrong movie names. Okay,
Correct.
so to avoid such things, instead of creating an input box, you can
Mm,
create a combo box.
mm.
Okay, by using a user form such that user has no chance of typing some wrong input. You can just display the list of movie names in that drop down
And he
list.
has to select only from that. Correct.
You have to
That's
select only from those set of movies or set of items or whatever it is. Like you see here, I can only select the list of food items from the
So
test
there is
item.
no question of being error, any error. Manual error.
Being error or whatever it is, there is no question of doing
Correct.
as such. Okay, that would be pretty helpful
Mm,
in such cases as well. Okay, so
mm,
user form is one more interesting and useful concepts as far as VBA is concerned, such that you can create some dynamic lists like this. Just by
correct.
selecting it, you can start interacting this with your Excel and create items like this. Okay, now I'll just
Mm,
show you the code. I mean, you can see here, right? Items
mm,
getting populated from the user form,
mm,
quantity also getting populated from the user form.
mm.
Price, you might wonder where it is coming from. It's just a
Correct.
formula. Okay, I have another database where each and every item's
Okay.
price is already predefined. Okay,
Mm,
now I'm just writing a VLOOKUP function
mm.
such that whenever items comes here, quantity comes here and
Into
items,
that.
yeah, it will VLOOKUP the items corresponding price and it
Mm.
will multiply the quantity.
Per
Okay,
unit. Itself. Mm,
yeah, by units. And I've written an if error condition such that if any
mm,
error comes, it just gives a null.
mm,
In this case, there is nothing here, so it just gives you a null. Whenever I start entering data into this, you will get the price accordingly, and then the total bill will be displayed accordingly.
mm.
Right? So here is the total bill. It's just a sum of the C column. So like this, you can create a dynamic templates as such
Yeah. Yeah.
by creating your user forms. Okay. So
Great.
try practicing.
Yeah.
I'll just send you this sheet,
Yeah.
whichever user form which I just now created. I'll just
Yeah.
save it and send it to you such that you can practice that.
Done. This is a good one.
Yeah. This one I'll just save it off.
Yeah. Please.
always remember when you are saving, it should be
Yeah,
macro enabled. Okay,
yeah.
so don't get. If you miss that, the code might get corrupted. There are chances. So better not to take a chance. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will save it as a. I'll try sending it through this chat.